acharechem, number 7. So again, we're going to get a new beginning that does not have the consequence of entire society getting blame for what others do, but rather individual society for how you act towards each other. It doesn't protect you from every calamity, but it protects you specifically from there being an all-engulfing flood again. And we have a remark. In addition to encouraging Noah to start a new life, a warning to ignore God and his laws was issued at the same time, comparable to life and death, which are given in the same package at birth, related to Vayomer of the previous sentence.
In Bachar B'chaim at the end, but not necessarily here.
So God is saying to Noach and to his sons, this is something that is going to separate themselves out from the punishment of the previous generation, and saying that their lives now start for this is the first day of the rest of your life. This is where you start your judgment from. Nonetheless, there are consequences to your actions going forwards, even if Noach, who is now 600 and whatever years old, he might have done something before. He's now freed from that consequence, but certainly he's not freed from consequences that go from here on in. And we'll read the sentence, and what I'm going to ask you to note is, again, the separation of the words itchem, with you, and acharechem, after you. So the concept is that there's this deal, and it's going to be something that goes here from here on in, and you are going to be the stabilizing influence. You're going to have the ability to make this work or make this not work. What you do is going to have consequence. Va'ani hineni mekim et briti itchem v'et zarachem acharechem. Do we want to do one more sentence, or are we done for the night? How do we all feel?
Everyone's called. It's pushing 10, but
I think maybe we'll end here.
Okay.
Thank you, one and all. Does anybody have any comments before we shut the tape off? Anything that we didn't quite understand? Because I know that we've got 2 new people tonight. So if you didn't get something, if you need me to clarify, I'd like that on tape for anybody who's listening.
Not clarification, it's a question. So he said, so here are the rules. Now, how are these rules different than the previous rules?
So we've defined the major differences in the last 3 or 4 psukim. The major differences are, number 1, you have stewardship over the animals, so you can both use them as a resource, but you also get mastery over them, so you can eat them and use them for your purposes.
Right.
Number 2, your treatment of people has to be different, both in terms of whether you have to have the responsibility not only not to physically kill them, but also to deal with their emotional states and not to do small things that make them upset with you that will eventually lead to the breakdown of society again.
Right.
And once you've started with those new sets of rules, then your ability to multiply and fill the spaces will be something that has the potential to be maintained, to something that doesn't lead to, again, total destruction, to total necessity for things not to have an ability to get better from that point on.
Cool. This is a small question.
Yep.
At the end of the last Parshat, we just learned, why not be'im zarachem acharem? Why doubt of that as opposed to be'im?
Because we're talking about va'ani. So when we have ani, that form of God, it's something that is personal. It is something that is relating to you directly, and if it has to go through a messenger, then it's no longer va'ani who's talking. It's either Hashem or Elohim. It's
Right.
either the aspect of judgment or the aspect of mercy. So to go to generations forward who are not there at this time, the covenant is going to be there for them. It's going to be, sort of what's related from person to person,
Right.
not something that directly God has to give revelation in each generation. So therefore it becomes ve'et, not ve'i. Because he's
Cool.
Ani is not making the deal with the further generations. It's etchem, itchem,
Right.
who's relaying it from generation to generation.
Cool. Shkar.
All right, and we'll end there for the week.
Incredible.
Good.
Incredible.